In the year 2150, Earth was a shadow of its former self. The sky was dark and filled with smoke. Once bustling cities lay in ruins, their tall buildings crumbling like sand castles washed away by the tide. The streets were empty, echoing with silence and fear. Most people lived underground, hiding from the aliens who had come to conquer Earth. These aliens were powerful and cruel, using advanced technology to destroy everything in their path. Hope seemed lost, and many believed that humanity was finished. In one of the underground shelters, a group of scientists gathered around a flickering screen. Their faces were lit by the glow of the computer, revealing eyes filled with worry. Among them was Dr. Elena Ramirez, a brilliant scientist known for her determination and creativity. She had spent years studying the ancient texts of Earth, searching for answers to save humanity. "Look at this," Elena said, pointing at a faded book she had found in an old library. The pages were yellowed and fragile, but the words were clear. "This talks about a powerful energy source hidden deep within the Earth. If we can find it, we might be able to turn the tide against the aliens." The other scientists listened intently. Dr. Ahmed, a physicist with a passion for discovery, raised an eyebrow. "Are you saying we can find energy that can help us fight back? It sounds impossible." "Nothing is impossible if we work together," Elena replied, her voice strong and confident. "We have to believe that there is a way to save our people." The group decided to form a team to search for this hidden energy source. They gathered tools, maps, and old blueprints of the Earth's underground systems. They knew the journey would be dangerous, but they felt a spark of hope for the first time in years. As they prepared for the expedition, the news of their mission spread through the shelter. Families gathered to listen, their faces filled with worry but also a glimmer of hope. People who once felt defeated began to believe that they could fight back. Children whispered stories about heroes, imagining their parents as brave warriors ready to save the world. The next day, Elena and her team set out, moving cautiously through the tunnels beneath the city. The air was damp, and the sound of dripping water echoed around them. They followed the ancient maps, their hearts racing with excitement and fear. Every step they took brought them closer to the energy source, and every shadow made them anxious. After hours of walking, they finally arrived at a massive underground chamber. The walls sparkled with strange crystals, glowing faintly in the darkness. The scientists were amazed. "This must be it," Elena exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. As they examined the crystals, they realized they were pulsing with energy. Dr. Ahmed carefully touched one, feeling a surge of power. "We need to collect samples and study this further," he said, filled with enthusiasm. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise above them. The ground shook and rocks fell from the ceiling. "It's the aliens!" one of the scientists yelled. Panic spread through the group as they scrambled to find cover. They knew the aliens patrolled these areas, and now they were in danger. Elena quickly gathered her team. "We need to get out of here," she shouted. "We can't let them find us." The group rushed back through the tunnels, their hearts pounding with fear. As they ran, they could hear the sounds of alien ships flying overhead, searching for any signs of life. The hope they had felt moments ago now felt like a distant dream. After what felt like hours, they finally reached the shelter, breathless and shaken. They gathered around the flickering screen again, but this time, their faces were filled with determination. "We found the energy source," Elena said, her voice steady, "and we will find a way to harness it. Humanity is not finished. We will fight back!" As the group looked around, they realized that the spark of hope was growing stronger. They had faced danger, but had also discovered something incredible. The fight for survival was just beginning, and they were ready to rewrite their fate. After returning to the shelter, Dr. Elena Ramirez and her team knew they had to act quickly. They had discovered a powerful energy source hidden deep within the Earth, and now they had to figure out how to use it. The aliens were relentless, and every moment counted. Elena gathered her team in the main lab, where old machines hummed softly. The room was cluttered with scientific equipment, papers, and blueprints. The walls were covered with maps showing the tunnels they had explored. As they sat around the table, a sense of urgency filled the air. "We have to harness this energy," Elena said, her voice strong. "If we can understand how it works, we can create weapons and shields to protect ourselves from the aliens." Dr. Ahmed nodded, excitement in his eyes. "I've been analyzing the crystal samples we brought back. They emit a unique type of energy. If we can replicate it, we might be able to build a power generator." The other scientists leaned in, their curiosity growing. "How long will it take?" asked Maya, a brilliant engineer known for her quick thinking. "Maybe a few weeks if we work around the clock," Ahmed replied, already sketching ideas on a notepad. The team quickly divided tasks. Some focused on studying the crystals, while others worked on designing new technology. The shelter buzzed with energy and determination. For the first time in years, hope began to rise among the people of Earth. Days turned into weeks as the team worked tirelessly. They faced many challenges, but they never lost sight of their goal. They experimented with different methods to harness the crystal energy. Sometimes they failed, causing small explosions or power outages, but each failure taught them something new. One night, as the team gathered for dinner, Elena received a message from the surface. A child had spotted an alien ship hovering nearby, and everyone was scared. They could feel the tension in the air. "We need to hurry," she said, her heart racing. "If we don't get this technology ready soon, more lives will be at risk." The next day, as they continued their work, Elena and her team made a breakthrough. After weeks of hard work, they finally created a prototype of their energy generator. They gathered around it filled with excitement and fear. "This is it," Elena said, her hands shaking. "If this works, we can create weapons to fight back." They decided to test the generator in a controlled environment. The team held their breath as Ahmed activated the device. It hummed to life and bright light filled the room. The generator glowed with energy, and the air crackled with power. They had done it. "Look at that!" Maya shouted, her eyes wide with amazement. "We can use this to power everything." With renewed energy, the team began to design weapons using the power from the generator. They created energy shields to protect against alien attacks and powerful weapons that could pierce through the toughest alien armor. The excitement in the lab was contagious, and hope blossomed in their hearts. But they knew the aliens would not stay away for long. As they prepared for battle, Elena called a meeting. "We have a chance to fight back," she said, her voice strong. "But we must be smart. We will need a plan to strike before the aliens realize what we have." The team discussed their strategy, and soon they devised a bold plan. They would set a trap for the aliens, using the new technology to catch them off guard. As they gathered their equipment and weapons, Elena felt a wave of determination wash over her. They had worked so hard, and now they had a chance to save humanity. With the energy source unlocked and their weapons ready, the team prepared to face the alien threat. As they emerged from the underground shelter, the sky above them darkened with alien ships. The battle for Earth was about to begin, and humanity was ready to unleash the power they had discovered. Elena looked at her team, their faces filled with courage and determination. "Let's show them what we can do," she shouted. The team cheered, ready to fight for their future. Hope surged in their hearts, and they knew they would not go down without a fight. The day had finally come. Dr. Elena Ramirez and her team stood at the entrance of their underground shelter, looking out at the sky. Dark clouds loomed above, and alien ships flew overhead, casting shadows on the ground. The air was thick with tension. Today, they would fight back against the alien invaders who had terrorized Earth for too long. The team had worked tirelessly to prepare for this moment. They had designed powerful weapons that used the energy from the crystals. Each weapon glowed with a bright light, a symbol of humanity's hope and strength. As the team gathered their gear, Elena felt a rush of excitement mixed with fear. This was it, the chance to turn the tide of the war. "Remember the plan," Elena said, her voice steady. "We'll set a trap at the old city center. When the aliens come, we'll ambush them with everything we have." The team nodded, their faces filled with determination. They knew the risks, but they were ready to fight for their future. As they moved through the dark tunnels, the sounds of battle echoed in their minds. They had to be brave. Once they reached the surface, they quickly set up their weapons in the old city center. Crumbling buildings surrounded them, reminders of a time before the invasion. The team hid behind ruins, waiting and watching. The tension was almost unbearable. Suddenly, they heard the sound of alien ships approaching. The roar of their engines grew louder, sending shivers down Elena's spine. "Get ready!" she shouted. The team took their positions, weapons aimed at the sky. The first alien ship appeared, a massive craft that hovered ominously above the city. It was followed by others, creating a fleet that darkened the sky. The aliens had come to invade once again. Elena could see the alien soldiers preparing to land. They were strong and fierce, but humanity had something they didn't, hope and determination. As the ships landed, the aliens began to exit, their eyes scanning the area for signs of life. "Now!" Elena yelled, and the team sprang into action. They unleashed their weapons, sending bright beams of energy toward the aliens. The blasts lit up the sky, illuminating the faces of the brave fighters. The aliens were taken by surprise. They hadn't expected such a fierce counterattack. Elena's heart raced as she saw an alien soldier fall to the ground, unable to withstand the power of their new weapons. The fight had begun, and humanity was fighting back with all their might. The battlefield was chaotic. Humans and aliens clashed, each side determined to win. Elena fought alongside her team, feeling the adrenaline rush through her veins. She aimed her weapon and fired at an approaching alien, hitting it square in the chest. The alien staggered back, shocked and confused. "Keep pushing forward," Elena shouted, urging her team on. They fought with everything they had, driven by the desire to protect their home. The energy shields they had created held strong against alien blasts, allowing them to keep fighting. As the battle raged on, Elena noticed a group of aliens trying to flank their position. "We need to stop them!" she called out to Dr. Ahmed, who was nearby. He nodded and quickly devised a plan. "Let's use the generator. We can create a powerful burst of energy to push them back." They moved quickly, working together to activate the generator. It hummed to life, and a bright light filled the area. The ground shook as they unleashed the energy, creating a shock wave that sent the alien soldiers flying. It was a stunning display of power, and for a moment, the aliens were stunned. The tide of battle began to turn. Humans fought with renewed strength, pushing the aliens back and reclaiming their city. As Elena fought on, she could see the determination in her team's eyes. They were winning. But just when they thought they had the upper hand, a massive alien warship descended from the clouds, dwarfing everything beneath it. The ship's guns powered up, ready to unleash destruction. "We have to stop that ship," Elena shouted. "If we don't, all our efforts will be for nothing." The team regrouped, focusing their firepower on the massive vessel. It was a fierce battle, and the aliens fought back with all their strength. The air was filled with the sounds of explosions and shouts of determination. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, their combined efforts paid off. The ship began to falter, smoke pouring from its sides. With a final, powerful blast from the generator, the ship exploded in a brilliant flash of light. The shockwave sent everyone reeling, but the team cheered as they watched the alien threat fall from the sky. As the dust settled, Elena looked around at her team, all of them battered but victorious. They had faced incredible odds and had fought back against a powerful enemy. The battle was far from over, but they had proven that humanity was far from finished. "Let's regroup and prepare for the next fight," Elena said, her voice filled with hope. Together, they stood united, ready to continue their battle for Earth. The fight for their future had just begun, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The victory over the alien ships brought a wave of relief to Dr. Elena Ramirez and her team. They had fought bravely, but they knew this was only the beginning. The aliens were still a threat, and they needed a final weapon to ensure their survival. As the dust settled in the ruined city, the team gathered in their underground shelter to plan their next move. Elena stood at the head of the table, looking at her exhausted but determined team. "We did well today, but we need something stronger," she said. "We need a weapon that can take out the alien mothership." Dr. Ahmed spoke up, his voice filled with excitement. "What if we combine the power of the crystals with our existing technology? We could create a weapon that no alien ship could withstand." The team buzzed with ideas, eager to find a solution. They started brainstorming ways to use the energy they had unlocked. Maya, the engineer, suggested building a missile that could be launched from a distance. "If we can create something that can hit the mothership from afar, we could give ourselves a fighting chance," she said. "Great idea," Elena said, feeling her energy return. "Let's start designing that missile. We need to gather all the resources we can find." The team worked day and night, pouring every ounce of their strength into the project. They collected more crystals from the Earth's core and experimented with different designs for the missile. Each time they faced a challenge, they pushed through, driven by the thought of defeating the alien invaders once and for all. As they built the missile, Elena felt a sense of hope growing in her heart. If they could succeed, it would be a turning point in the war. They all knew that the aliens were planning their next attack, and time was running out. Finally, after weeks of hard work, the missile was ready. The team gathered in the main lab, where the massive weapon stood tall and proud. The surface sparkled with energy, and everyone felt the excitement in the air. "This is it," Elena said, her voice steady. "This is our chance to strike the mothership and show the aliens that we are not finished." They loaded the missile onto a makeshift launch platform, a repurposed vehicle that could move quickly. The team set out to a location where they could get a clear shot at the alien mothership. As they drove through the ruined city, Elena's heart raced. They were about to take the most significant risk of their lives. When they reached a suitable spot, they parked the vehicle and quickly set up the launch platform. The sky was filled with dark clouds, and the looming silhouette of the alien mothership hung above them. The tension was palpable, and everyone could feel it. This was their moment. "Get ready to launch!" Elena shouted, her eyes fixed on the mothership. "Everyone stay focused!" Dr. Ahmed worked the controls, ensuring everything was in place. The missile systems came to life, glowing with energy. As Elena watched, she remembered the struggles they had faced and the friends they had lost. This was for them. This was for humanity. Firing in 3, 2, 1, launch! Ahmed called out. The missile shot into the sky, leaving a bright trail behind it. The team cheered as it soared toward the mothership, the moment they had all been waiting for. Elena held her breath, watching as the missile approached its target. But then an unexpected alarm sounded. "Warning! Incoming alien fire!" Maya yelled. The aliens had spotted them and were retaliating. Elena's heart sank. The alien ships were firing their weapons at the missile, trying to stop it. The team watched in horror as beams of energy shot toward the missile. But it was too late. The missile hit its target just as the alien fire struck. A massive explosion filled the sky, sending shockwaves through the air. The mothership trembled, and for a moment it looked like the aliens might be defeated. But then, the ship steadied itself, and the team gasped as they saw a shield flicker to life around it. The alien technology was strong. "It didn't work!" Elena cried, frustration boiling inside her. "We need to regroup and come up with another plan." The team felt defeated but refused to give up. They had one more chance to strike back. "What if we could overload the energy source?" Ahmed suggested. "If we push the crystals beyond their limits, we might create a massive explosion that could breach their defenses." Elena nodded, a glimmer of hope returning. "Let's do it. We need to use everything we have. If we can harness the energy one last time, we might stand a chance." As they worked to prepare the final weapon, they all knew this was a race against time. The aliens were regrouping, and they needed to act fast. With determination in their hearts, they focused on their task, ready to unleash everything they had. The fight for humanity was far from over, but they were ready to give it their all. Together, they would make one last stand, fueled by the hope that burned within them. The air crackled with tension as Dr. Elena Ramirez and her team prepared for their final stand against the alien invaders. The shelter was filled with a mixture of fear and hope, and everyone knew that this was their last chance to save humanity. They had worked hard to create the ultimate weapon, but now they needed to put it into action. Elena stood in front of her team, her heart pounding in her chest. "This is it, everyone! We've come so far and we can't give up now. We have one last shot to defeat the aliens and reclaim our planet. Are you ready?" The team nodded, their faces filled with determination. They were tired, but they were not ready to quit. Each person remembered the struggles they had faced and the friends they had lost. They knew that they were fighting for something bigger than themselves. They were fighting for Earth. "Let's move out!" Elena shouted. They loaded the last of their gear and climbed onto their vehicle. The sky was still dark with alien ships, but they felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were going to make this count. As they drove toward the alien mothership, the team's hearts raced with excitement and fear. Elena glanced out the window, watching the desolate landscape pass by. The ruins of the city were a reminder of the battle they had fought, but now they had a weapon that could turn the tide. When they reached their launch site, the team quickly set up the final weapon. It was a massive device powered by the energy crystals, ready to unleash its power against the alien mothership. Elena could feel the weight of their mission pressing down on her, but she also felt hope. They were no longer the hunted, they were the hunters. "Ready?" Elena asked as she took her position at the control panel. The team gathered around her, anticipation in the air. "On my mark, 3, 2, 1, fire!" The device roared to life, sending a brilliant beam of energy shooting into the sky. The ground shook beneath them as the energy surged toward the mothership. Everyone watched in awe, holding their breath as the beam struck the ship with a thunderous explosion. For a moment, it seemed like the alien mothership might be defeated. But then, the ship's shield flickered back on, absorbing the impact. The aliens had been prepared for an attack, and their defenses were strong. "No! It can't end like this!" Maya shouted, frustration evident in her voice. But Elena refused to give up. "We can do this! We have to push the energy to its limit. We must overload the system." Dr. Ahmed worked frantically at the controls, adjusting the settings to maximize the power of the weapon. "I need everyone's help. We must focus the energy through the crystals," he called out. The team rallied together, working in unison to channel their strength into the weapon. Elena felt the energy building within the device. It was like a living thing, pulsing with power. They were creating something incredible, something that could change the course of the battle. "Get ready," she shouted, her heart racing. "This is our last chance. We need to aim for the core of the mothership." With everyone's hands on the controls, they aimed the weapon at the heart of the alien ship. The beam of energy grew brighter and brighter, filling the area with blinding light. "Firing in 3, 2, 1, now!" Elena yelled, and the team pressed the button together. The energy burst forth in a colossal wave, engulfing the mothership in a brilliant explosion. The shockwave knocked everyone back, and Elena shielded her eyes from the bright light. When the dust cleared, she gasped at what she saw. The alien mothership was damaged, smoke billowing from its core. The ship began to shake violently, and then, with a final burst of energy, it exploded into 1,000 pieces. The sky lit up with the fiery destruction, and the team erupted into cheers. They had done it. They had defeated the alien mothership. Elena and her team stood together, joy and relief flooding their hearts. They had fought bravely and had come out victorious. As the remaining alien ships retreated, Elena realized that this battle had changed everything. They had rewritten the laws of physics and proven that humanity was not finished. They were resilient, strong, and capable of incredible things. In the days that followed, the team worked to rebuild their world. They shared their knowledge about the crystals and the technology they had developed. People began to come together, united in their strength and determination to protect Earth. Elena looked out over the horizon, watching as life returned to the planet. The sun shone brightly, illuminating the ruins of the old world. It was a new beginning, a chance for humanity to rise again. They had learned from their struggles and had emerged stronger than ever. "Let's make sure we never forget what we fought for," Elena said to her team as they gathered to celebrate. "We are the guardians of Earth, and together we can achieve anything." With hope in their hearts, they looked toward the future, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They had turned the page on a new chapter for humanity, and they were determined to make it a bright one.